We know there's been almost a daily exchange of rockets between Hezbollah and Israel since October 7. This clearly escalated at the weekend. Can you tell us what happened and why?
Yes, Gemma. Since the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh, the Hamas political leader who was in Iran, in Tehran 2 weeks ago, to attend the inauguration of the new president of Iran, he was assassinated. Israel has not claimed responsibility, but it's widely believed that it was Israel. There was almost a simultaneous assassination in Beirut of a Hezbollah military commander, Fuad Shukr, the senior advisor to Hezbollah on military affairs, drones, missiles, etc. Those two assassinations have dramatically raised the temperature. 2 days ago, Israel sent 100 jets or so across Lebanon, saying it was a preemptive, that they had intelligence that Hezbollah was about to fire a new barrage of rockets into Israel. Who knows whether that's true or not, whether it was preemptive or not. Hezbollah says it wasn't preemptive, but we do know Hezbollah has been thinking and planning of something in retaliation for those two assassinations. And then in return for that, Hezbollah has fired about 340 drones and missiles into Israel. And so it's gone from a tit-for-tat across the border for the last 10 months since the Hamas-Israel war began. This is taking it up to the brink of a regional war. And now the key question is really Iran, the supreme leader, and what does he want his proxy army, Hezbollah, to do?
As to Hezbollah's actions, it was called Phase 1, which suggests that there's a Phase 2. We've since heard from their leader overnight, though, which suggests this may not be the case. What did he have to say about that?
Look, I've been watching Hassan Nasrallah's speeches now for a long time. They're often sort of firebrand. You can't really take anything out of it in terms of fact. But we do know, what we do know is Hezbollah has about 150,000 missiles in the south of Lebanon. They've deployed 340 of them. They've still got 149 plus thousand to go, should they decide to activate them. And so we don't know what the next phase will be. Having just been through the region, Israel, Hezbollah and Iran, the three key players, none of those three players, from what I could see, wants a regional war for different reasons. They all know that it would be catastrophic and there would be huge tolls on all sides.
Now, in this speech, he refuted claims that Israel knew this attack was coming. This is Hezbollah's leader. I know you touched on this a moment ago, but what is the reasoning behind that and what do you make of that?
Well, Israel is saying it was preemptive, which sounds a lot better than initiating strikes. We don't know the truth of that. But we do know that with Hezbollah's arsenal and the current temperature there and those two assassinations, that there is activity likely to be planned. So Israel may well have been thinking, even if we can't see them actually moving missiles to missile launchers, we are going to hit what we think are strategic Hezbollah sites.
Israel is also awaiting a response from Iran, aren't they, as to those assassinations, and that wait, it just continues, doesn't it?
In a way, the response from Hezbollah, when you read and hear Hezbollah, think Iran. The one thing we've discovered from our trips there recently, or our trip, is that Hezbollah is essentially the frontline army of Iran on the border with Israel. So whatever Hezbollah is doing is done with the full approval of Iran.
Now, John, I know you've travelled extensively. You've gone to Iran, Lebanon and Israel for tonight's Four Corners episode. Let's have a quick look at that.
The Middle East is primed for war. Israel's war with Hamas has inflamed the region. Iran has activated its proxies, the biggest, Hezbollah.
معركة كبرى. هذه معركة مفتوحة في كل الجبهات.
Israel is fighting the enemies of civilization itself. Do not doubt Israel's determination to defend itself on every front.
Averting all-out war presents a huge and urgent challenge. would Iran fully back Hezbollah? How would they support Hezbollah?
By any means necessary. Whatever they need, Iran will give to them.
We get rare access inside Iran.
Off. We're allowed to film though.
Iran has the ability to light the entire region on fire.
In Lebanon's Hezbollah heartlands, we investigate the extent of Iran's influence. Some people say that Hezbollah is in effect an army of Iran on the border with Israel.
مظبوط 100%.
And if Hezbollah is not going to stop, we can turn Beirut into a football court. And they know it.
From Tel Aviv to Tehran, the shadow war is over.
There is only one guy that is making the shot. This is the Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Khamenei. All the rest are a bunch of puppies under him.
So, John, we saw a bit of what we're going to see tonight there. Who did you speak to for tonight's program? What did you see and what insights did you gain from that?
Well, Gemma, we got rare access to Iran for a media crew. We spent a week there, did some fascinating interviews and filming there. And then we went to the Bekaa Valley in Lebanon where and I think in some ways this is the most important part of tonight's Four Corners, we've interviewed a senior Hezbollah figure, Ihab Hamadeh. And he says to us very clearly that Israel has no idea of our full capability, but he says we can hit every single square metre of Israel with our missiles. Now, when I heard that, I thought this is a bit of bluster, Hezbollah bluster, but then we went to Israel and interviewed Zohar Palti, who we just saw then, who's the former director of intelligence with Mossad. And I put that very thing to him and he said, absolutely true, they can. But before they have a chance to fire their 150,000 missiles, we will turn Beirut into a football court. We'll do to Beirut what we've done to Gaza too. So this is the sort of dangerous atmosphere and climate. These are not just throwaway activists at demonstrations. This is a former chief of Mossad and a senior Hezbollah figure.
John, thank you.
Thank you.
And you can see John Lyons' Four Corners report tonight at 8:30 on ABC TV and, of course, on iView.